The Colosseum was a place where the best of the best threw down to see who would be the last standing. Some contestants came from nothing, just to rise to the top. What if I started with the bare minimum in Elestrals, just enough packs to make a legal deck? I would clash with other casters with the eventual goal of winning a tournament. Every win would reward a single randomized pack to upgrade my deck, with other rewards along the way. Will I be the last caster standing? It's time to enter the Colosseum.
Welcome back to the Colosseum. Actually, not quite the Colosseum this time. We are actually here at the Pity Wheel. We get to add the fourth Pity Pack to the collection today. Hoping for... I don't know what I'm hoping for. We've already got Water, Thunder, and Earth. Some duplicates would add more consistency, but kind of want to see something else at this point, so let's just see what we get. And it looks like we spun the fire, so we are going to go ahead and get over to the pack opening.
Well, guys, you guys already knew this, but I'm an idiot. I spoilers actually right here. You see, I opened the pack. I went to record it and had OBS on the incorrect scene, and so while I was doing the pack opening, my dumbass recorded my monitor screen instead of the actual opening. So I apologize for that. I'm an idiot, and yeah, we're just gonna have to go without a pack opening for this one, unfortunately. So I apologize for that. Make sure not to screw that up again. But anyways, full art Hephaestus here. The commons that we got from the pack are these two as well. The Volcarius, the Exalt Flare. These two, Volcarius, Exalt Flare, not too great here. I actually said Kinleo wasn't great for our deck until we pulled or saw that we pulled the Hephaestus. Kinleo became instantly better when we pulled Hephaestus. But anyways, Volcarius and Exalt Flare. Exalt Flare is 3/2, Nexus up to do. When you do, you can special ascend Exalt Flare to an Elestral with enchantment cost of 1 or 2 fire from hand. Not going to do anything for us, really. We only have fire stuff here. I don't think we have anything else fire, so it's not going to do a whole lot for us. 3/2 is not great stats either. Volcarius is also a 3/2, gets +1 for each enchanting fire on the field. That's better for us. However, there's rarely a time where we're going to have multiple fires on the field. Like every once in a while, we'll have more than one Elestral, and it might get up to like a 4 or 5. But I mean, we barely can keep tempo in the deck as it is, so I don't think this is going to be a good add. The two that we are for sure going to add are the Necruff and the Comagma. Necruff being a 5/1. When it destroys an opponent's Electron battle, that opponent must expend 1. It's got a 5. It's just a great card, especially for our kind of deck. The Comagma is a 4/2. When it receives 1 or more fire, you can draw a card, discard a card. So since it's on receive, that's whenever you cast it counts as on receive. So it gets us a card deeper into our deck, potentially get us to something that we actually need. So those two are for sure going to the deck. The Vipyro obviously will go into the deck. And then we saw the Hephaestus. And Hephaestus on its own, not too good. However, in our style of deck where we have Poison Tunic and we have Necklace of Harmonia. So for those that don't know, you cast Hephaestus, you can enchant up to 3 more to it, so 4 total. You can disenchant 1, search for an artifact, add it to your hand. So it can search us the necklace or the Poison Tunic, like I said. So okay on its own in our deck because it can search those out. However, Kinleo, Nexus up to 2. When you do, target and destroy an opponent's Celestial on a 3/1. 3/1's kind of small. That effect is great, though. So probably going to try to slot these two in for something in the deck. I don't know what just yet. However, I think this effect, even though they're both at 1 copy, I think the effect is good enough to where it's going to come in. And honestly, like, there's some cards in the deck, like Cyprong is one that comes to mind, where it's just a 4 attacker. Like, the effect is pretty irrelevant. And so I would rather just have the Kinleo in there for the chance that, it comes up with the Hephaestus. Or even, like, I don't know, maybe we have Comagma on board. We can't get over something, and then Kinleo gets dropped down, Nexus over to itself, pop, whatever. So, like, there's some chance that effects come up. So, or that its effect comes up. So anyways, we'll probably be adding these 4 to the deck. I don't know for what just yet. So we'll get over the deck profile and I'll let you know. Alright, so following our pack opening screw up, we're here to go over the deck a little bit. So we did go ahead and add in the 4 cards that I was talking about from the pack, being the Necroth, Kinleo, Comagma, and Hephaestus. Turns out the fire cards are actually pretty decent in their own ways, so I feel like they'll be pretty decent upgrades to the deck. Hephaestus can search the Poison Tunic and the Necklace, which obviously helps us get over a lot of stuff. Really good for this kind of deck. We decided to cut the Paleoth. Paleoth, it's been okay for us. It's a 3/1, so it's kind of small, and then it's the one that's, if it's destroyed in battle or by a card effect, search your deck for up to 2 Elestrals, Earth Elestrals that have the same name, one to the underworld, one to hand. This is really good with a card like Cedar Sword and Moonrise. However, we don't have that just yet, and so it might come back one day. I know I say that for a lot of cards. Might come back one day, but it's just not making the cut now. Giraflora, I originally was going to keep this in and cut something else. However, the more that I got to thinking about it, we are kind of getting to a point where we have too many guys that we aren't even able to cast in a clash. So like getting one back isn't the biggest deal. Like sometimes it can be a big deal, like if it's like a mudlet that we desperately need, or a molestation or whatever. However, it's very small with a one attack 4 defense. So I just don't feel like it's too great. Same thing might come back at some point in time. This one might come back sooner rather than later, because I might end up missing this more. But it hasn't stuck out to me in the clashes that we've played. So next is, we'll stick with the earth thing. We'll go with the Cyprong. Cyprong effectively does nothing for us. It's a 4/3, which is actually a decent stat line. However, effect doesn't, like I said, doesn't do anything. We have enough beaters at this point, so Cyprong didn't make the cut. And then lastly, Porcutide. This one I also kind of went back and forth with, because I mean he's very small. He's a 1/4, decent defense. When it's destroyed in battle by an opponent, they must either discard a card or expend 2. So like both of those effects are solid and can definitely come up, but it does have to be destroyed by an opponent, meaning I can't swing in to force them to do those things, and it can just be destroyed by a card effect. So went ahead and decided to cut the Porcutide as well. So those are the 4 cuts. Didn't add the Volcaries or the Exalt Flare in. Didn't feel like either of these cards were really going to do much for the deck. We're also only on, I think, 3 Fire Spirits now, so need to make sure that we are able to cast, our Hephaestus, our Chains, or our guys, whatever we need. So yeah, these are the cuts. And I did go ahead and I threw in the Vipira that we pulled. I took out a Zaptor that we spun off the random wheel to begin the series. So that is the cut. So we are currently working with, I think we're at like 5 water, 5 earth. We're on 4 Zaptor now, which is why I decided to cut. We only have 4 guys anyways, so like this is my first expend, and we didn't even need the 5th one. So now we are at 3 fire. Kind of wish we had one more, but we don't. We'll make this work. The Flormine for the 1 Chilolotl, the Lycaris, we got a couple wind cards in here, and then the Illuminate, which unfortunately we pulled. We literally can't use this for anything, so it's either the first expend or the first thing used for an Omni Rune. So that's where the Spirit deck is at, and yeah, I think this count, we got 25 Elestrals, still way too high. However, we are just now working to a point where we're getting usable runes and whatnot, so don't hate it, but kind of wish we'll get there. And then we are on 4 Ascensions right here: Caprigal, Javalantis, Neatersloth, Lycavolt. They're okay cards. They're actually pretty good if we can get them out. The issue is just getting them out. So I almost cut the Javalantis, but like honestly, if we get to any one of these, I feel like they are all good enough on their own where they can get us some decent advantage. So didn't want to cut any of those. Golden Apple is another thing. I kind of thought about cutting the Golden Apples just because it obviously use the card itself. You have to discard another card, and then they lose 1 card, so it's a -1 in card economy. Just not great. It's not like you get to pick what card gets hit out of their hand. It's at random. So Golden Apple will come out at some point, but as of right now, like I said, we have too many guys, so I just left the Golden Apples in. So anyways, if you guys think there's any other deck changes that we should make, let me know. If you think there's a different cut I should make, let me know. Yeah, I think this is what we are going to roll with for the next couple of games. And yeah, start over our loss streak. I think we're like 1-20, 1-22, something like that. So starting over the loss streak here, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright guys, welcome to Game 1, Episode 11 here. Fresh off the deck upgrades, fresh off the pack opening screw up by your boy. We're here today against AquaDragon. Got a game against him. I've been here a couple times before. Big shout out to Aqua.
Aqua goes first, starts out with a cast of a Spectaris right here, sets a back row, passes over. And yeah, so feel pretty good about the deck at this point. Still going to be kind of difficult to get some wins here, but I feel like we have an actual cohesive strategy, having, you know, 4 Shattered Stars packs. We'll go with the Sprouter right here in defense, Sprouter allowing us to search an artifact, for those that don't know. And Sprouter will be met with a poison-tipped arrow right there by Aqua, so I'm going to lose the Sprouter at the end of this turn, definitely not ideal. But we still will be able to get the search, so at least we get something off of it. But yeah, we've, like I said, 4 Shattered Stars packs at this point, the Earth, Thunder, Water, and then we just added the Fire. So I was wondering if we should like limit any, like if we should limit like each type to like 2, or if we should like go the full 3. I have 3 of each of the original Shattered Stars bundles, so I don't know if you guys have any thoughts there, let me know in the comments, but I'm wondering if I should limit myself, because I feel like, I mean, it's a 1 out of 8 shot that we get any one given element at a time, so the fact, like, it's not likely that we would get 3 anytime soon, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think. We will go ahead and set a card right there, go to end phase, pay out the, Aqua will pay out the PTA, take out the Sprouter, so he'll set another card right here, throw out a Terratlus, and he'll throw out the Ardbud here. So Ardbud 2/1 on receive, I believe. It lets you search out Insectoid Elestral. And he's going to grab a Viscerus right there. So this is a newer deck from Moonrise, the Antitan line. Some people aren't actually playing the Antitan one. It's very popular. Just play the Ardbud and the Aardvarm, which the Aardvarm is the second form. But yeah, the Antitan line, new to Moonrise, or new from Moonrise, I should say. All about insects. Yeah, pretty decent archetype. I know it's done some stuff competitively recently. It lets you search out the Spectaris and the Viscerus, both great cards, as well as some others. So yeah, let's see. He will swing for 2 damage right there. I will take the damage, and Aqua will pass it over to us. And we got some options here. Kind of leaking the hand a little bit, you know, the usual. The special, my special, some might say. We'll go ahead and throw out a brand new card to us, a Comagma here. So Comagma is a 4/2, and it allows us to draw a card and discard a card. So pretty simple effect right there, very powerful effect. Lets us see one more card and get rid of something that we might not need. And so anytime that we can get something that gets us closer to our power cards, our Earthquake, you know, our Shield, some of our Power Elestrals, our Astrabbit, you know, so anything that gets us closer to those cards, decent inclusion in the deck right now. So brand new cards, already put in a little bit of work. We go ahead and discard a Toxiswarm right here, which Toxiswarm is actually a pretty solid card on its own as well. So that kind of shows that we have actually a decent hand right here. So we'll go ahead and go to battle, try to get the Comagma over the Ardbud here. We don't want to let the Ardbud stick. If it ascends and gets into the Aardvarm, he can start. I think Aardvarm also lets you do some searching for more bugs, so it can get out of hand pretty quickly. So we opt to go over the Ardbud here. Well, I say we opt to. We have to go over the Ardbud here. We can't hit over this back with the Comagma, so we will clear the Ardbud right here and pass it back over. Aqua goes with a quick play here, casts out the Viscerus. Yeah, that definitely seems correct. We knew we grabbed that last turn. Viscerus gets an attack for every Viscerus on the field. That does include itself, and so it gets up to a 5 attack on its own. Is able to clear the Comagma right here, and it will be able to trigger its effect to special ascend or special cast another Viscerus from deck. So game 1 already getting a little out of hand early in this one. We're losing tempo pretty quickly. He will cast out the second Viscerus, and he'll still be able to get in for another damage with the Spectaris, and so we pay out the Leviathan right there. Yeah, so anyways, pass it back over to us, and while we're going through some stuff, as far as more Shattered Star stuff, because, you know, I'm assuming we'll get to more Shattered Stars packs here soon. At this point, I kind of just hope for some duplicates, because we're at a weird point right now where we have, like, a weird mix of the first 4 types that we've opened, and so we can't really, like, throw in anything else without it getting a little out of hand. And so, yeah, hopefully we can continue to get, like, the Thunder, the Earths, the Waters, keep going that direction with it. We'll pop a Tornado right here. be able to spin the back row, get it back into the hand, and that signals that we've got something to do. Wanted to do that so our plays would be able to go through uninterrupted. We'll cast off the Poison Tunic here that we searched off the Sprouter in our first turn, and I believe we target the attack position of this, I want to say, with the Poison Tunic. Poison Tunic drops the Empowered Elestral by 2 attack, and no, it looks like I put on the Viscera, or the Spectator, sorry. Drops the Empowered Elestral by 2 attack, and then whenever that Elestral is destroyed in battle, or it might just be destroyed, it's either, when it's destroyed, I think, the owner has to expend 2 spirits, so does a little bit of burn damage. We have the Necruff right here, the correctly enchanted Necruff, so another brand new card. Necruff has a 5 on it, so it's great. We will be able to clear the spec. Getting rid of the spec is one thing, be able to force Aqua to take another 2 spirits worth of damage here. So that'll kind of work out for us. I was going back and forth on what I wanted to hit there. The Viscerous, the attack Vis seemed decent, just because they buff each other, and so like I could have put the Poison Tunic on the attack Viscerous and gotten over it, but I really didn't want that Spectator sticking around, so we do have to take out the Spectaris right there. And Aqua looks like he's going for an Ascension here. Probably slap down the Lunar, yeah. Looks like we're going to be able to see the Aardvark, I believe, right here. Yeah, there's the Aardvark. Yeah, Aardvark hits the board. Not great for us. Like I said, we're already losing on tempo here. He'll be able to clear a Necruff and be able to get in some damage. Potentially go even a little further. I think Aardvark he'll be able to grab a Nobby right there off the cast of the Aardvark, so yeah, Nobby, another great Insectoid Elestral. Nobby's actually probably one of the best in the game right now. Nobby's the 4/1, and on receive of a Lunar Spirit, it allows you to lower all of your opponents, or all Elestrals attack and defense, or just attack by 2 if they are not Lunar or Solar enchanted, so can kind of go pretty crazy right there. And then yeah, he'll pop his Viscerous and be able to special cast out the Antitan, the big one right there. So yeah, pretty bad spot for us. The only real out we have to the Antitan would be the Earthquake or the Shield. I don't really think we have anything else. It's an 11, so I don't think we can get over that in any way. Minus, like, you know, a Caprigal plus Necklace or something crazy like that, but highly unlikely. Yep, he'll add the second Earth Spirit to it right here, and the big Anteater is here. Our Necruff is in a bad spot right here. I believe Antitan Effect, discard a bug, and he's able to pop, and he hits the shield right there. So we had the out, and unfortunately it is met with the Antitan Effect. Antitan swings over the Necruff right here, forces us to take 2 damage, and now, yep, need to see the Earthquake here on one of these next couple draws, or game's most likely going to be over. Yep, I think he's showing, let's see, there was Underworld. Yeah, we go with a Sluggle right here, cast out the Sluggle, heal some spirits back. Doesn't matter too much at this point. Like I said, it's EQ or bust for us at this point, but we'll go ahead and heal back those water spirits there. Actually, I'm having nightmares of Sluggle. I just played. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Or we'll go ahead and cast out the Golden Apple right here. Discard the Javelintus, hit a card at random out of his hand. Looks like he's got 3 in hand, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Starting with the one next to Antitan is the 1, 2. Roll a 6. We'll hit the Far card out of his hand, and that's a Nobby. So great hit out of the hand right there with the apples. Apples is something I brought up in the deck profile. Bad card. It'll probably come out at some point, but we're just on so many Elestrals right now still that it's gonna keep a slot as of now. It can come up at some point. Obviously, you can hit good stuff out of your opponent's hands. However, I feel like you have to be at a point, for it to matter, you have to be at a point like where you're so far ahead that like you're hitting the last card out of their hand kind of thing for it to actually put in the work. So definitely not ideal. Aqua will cast out a spec right here, be able to get over with the spec, and then hit for 3 with the Ant-Titan. So we'll go ahead and pay out those 3. Looks like we originally put the EQ spirits out there and then pulled them back just in case. Just trying to figure out what else I'm going to get rid of. The Zaptor right there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we got a little time here, going to Dallas here in a couple weeks, so I actually went ahead and recorded like 4 games all in one night, and that'll be the next few, though, that we show in this video, and then episode 12, I believe, will be up the next week. That's the week that Dallas is actually happening, and so, yeah, I get a little break from recording here, which is actually kind of unfortunate, because I'm having a blast going through, losing a whole lot of games, but, you know, trying to figure out the combos to get me through these games and give me the best chance to win. Having some fun opening. I know we've only opened pity packs so far, but yeah, it's kind of a blast getting to play some of these Elestrals and some of these cards that aren't played in competitive. Get you to see some combos and stuff that you wouldn't normally get to learn if you're only playing on the competitive side of things. So yeah, definitely gonna miss it for that week. However, it's gonna be a blast going to Dallas, going to the first in-person Elestrals event. I've never actually been to a TCG event, period. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! A couple times locally, but didn't really have a good time doing that. But the Elestrals community is so fun, and also there's Firestorm reveals happening right now, and so I don't know if anything crazy is gonna come out of Dallas regarding that. But yeah, it's just gonna be an awesome time. Clash is in a great spot right now as well. Clash is in beta, I believe. They just released the ranked not too long ago, and I just haven't had the time to get into that yet. I need to. Anyways, back to the game right here. Yeah, we'll go with the rabbit here. I think this was our last ditch effort right here. We needed to see the earthquake off the rabbit, and obviously we just passed turn, so didn't see what we needed to right here. Most likely be taking the L right here to Aqua. But yeah, anyways, back to the Elestrals talk there. Yeah, there's a lot happening right now. It's a fun time to be playing the game for sure. Aqua plays the EQ right there just to add insult to injury, and yeah, we'll lose the last 2 spirits right there. So take an L in this game right here. We see the Mudlet in hand, Quackle, and then the Kinleo, new Kinleo right there as well. So decent stuff in hand. Obviously not going to matter at this point when you're facing down the Massive Anteater. So take an L right here, and we'll get into the next one. And we're back here for game 2, fresh off the first loss to Aqua. We're back with Aqua for game 2 of episode 11 here, and you see the couple spirits up there starting with an expended draw, so best case scenario for us, as always. But yeah, it looks like he switched up the deck as well, so we get to see something new here. But yeah, aside from all of the Colosseum talk, there's been a lot of premiere events recently. I've been participating in a lot of those, trying to get ready for Dallas. Had some success, some rough games as well. I've done the last 3 at this point. One of the first of the 3, I played more Frost, went 3-3, and then dropped. Let's see, I think I finished like 34th in that one. And then, let's see, the tournament after that, I swapped over to a variant of Lunar Aggro and was able to go 5-2 in that one. I actually bubbled out of the rewards. I was finished in 17th, so first loser is what I've been telling everyone. A little salty about that. Would have loved to have gotten the rewards, but I needed to do a little bit better for that to happen. So unfortunately, get nothing for that one. And then the last tournament, I switched up the deck a little bit, and it was kind of, I was still on Lunar Aggro. It was kind of a little bit worse last premiere. Overall, the deck did worse, so I think I was 3-3 in that one, dropped as well. Was painful in that one. I kind of brought this up a minute ago about the Sluggle in the last game, but I was 3-1, and then I came up against a heal control deck, and that deck was like kind of infuriating. Like I had control of, like, game 1 I had control the whole time, and the game just took a while, and then in game 2 I felt like I was ahead and still managed to lose, and then lost in time. So I was very upset with that loss, and kind of went downhill from there. But yeah, all in all, Lunar Aggro just kind of did worse there. But anyways, back to the game right here. We see Aqua is on some solar stuff here, so it looks like I actually need to pay attention to this one. But he gets out the Nebuleo, the Apollo here, and yeah, I want to say he added a Nebuleo to hand that turn. The Nebuleo is a 2/1, and it gets buffed by +1 for every enchanting solar on the field, so currently a 4/1. He's got one back row set as well, and we will start our turn off with a Comagma right here. So once again, we see Comagma, like I was saying earlier, good card for us. Draw a card, discard a card. And so Comagma wasn't met with a PTA on cast, so might just go for a crash here and try to... Oh, we throw out the Poison Tunic, so we see the Poison Tunic again. Be able to throw that onto the Nebuleo, be able to take out the Nebuleo, and get a couple damage worth of spirits here. Yeah, 2 Alloons right there, so nice. We clear the board, keep our guy, and force out some spirits, so decent play for us right there. Don't love swinging into that set back row, however, right now, you know, kind of got to be aggressive with the deck. Got to try to get ahead and stay ahead, and unfortunately that means that we cannot respect the good counter runes that exist in Elestrals, so pass it back over. Aqua will set another back row and go with a properly enchanted Luminary right here. Unfortunately, one attack over our Comagma. That will get over, and we'll have to mill for the Luminary effect. We hit a Jolton, a Jotagua, I believe, and then a Bubbloon. Aqua will pass it back over to us. Luminary is just a crazy card going into our deck. Like, the mills hurt us a lot. The 5 stat line hurts us a lot. So, I mean, it's a pretty good card, honestly. Like, even in some competitive decks, I know people run it just because it's a 5, and, you know, you slap a water on it, it's immune to Tsunami. It's just a pretty good guy all around, so... anyways, pass it back over to us right here. We will cast out the Rummagem, and I think I was thinking one turn too quick because I throw out the necklace right there. We'll grab the Sprouter, which is obviously why I grabbed the necklace right there. So, anyways, get the Sprouter off the Rummagem effect. We know he's got some decent back row as well. I believe off one of the foretells, although I wasn't paying attention just a second ago. If I remember correctly, we saw a Gorgon's Gaze and a Shield. So we know we got some back row to go through here. We'll set one card and pass it back over to Aqua. And Aqua will cast out another Nebuleo right here, so he'll be able to do a lot of foretelling. And so that's exactly what will happen. We see an Ambro, we see a Nebuleo, we see a Rise from the Ashes, and we see a Apollo off of the Nebuleo. So he'll be able to add Nebuleo to hand right here. Yep, Nebuleo searches its line, and then it searches the first light as well if it hits on its foretell. So he'll be able to add the Nebuleo, and then we know that he's going to have those other couple cards sitting on the top of the deck. No real reason to foretell with the Apollo here. He knows that he's not going to see another solar guy in the top 3. And so it looks like our Rummagem will go straight to the Underworld and battle here, and we'll take some more mills from the Lumaru. And this time, let's see, what do we lose? Galaxy, Eddie, oh gosh, and Kinleo. So yeah, very, very unfortunate for us. We'd have loved to see the Galaxy and the Eddie right there. We'll take a spirit damage from the Nebuleo right here. And yeah, off to a pretty rough start here. Aqua's a pretty big believer in this solar deck. He's, I want to say, in one of the tournament, the one I went 17th in, I think he was actually like 4-0 in it, and was on this deck with the Draco Rays, the Cockeray Draco Ray line, as well as all this other stuff. So yeah, he's pretty experienced with this deck, knows what he's doing. I'll go ahead and cast out the Sprouter right here, search for an artifact, and we'll grab the necklace that I tried to illegally grab last turn. Go ahead and add that to hand right here. I was debating on whether I wanted to put the Sprouter in attack just to see if I could get the necklace on it and then potentially swing over the Lumaru. However, I know he has either a shield or a gaze set. Kind of unfortunate here. We will at some point have to get through that gaze or shield. At this point, we know that there's going to be both at some point in time, so it probably would have just been smarter to go aggressive right here. However, didn't want to have to pay the 2 spirits onto the Sprouter right here. We also have the set backer right there, and as you guys know, the only 2 counters that I have in the deck currently are Chains of Prometheus as well as Shield of Achilles. And so if that is a chain set, we want to wait until a turn where we can siphon off of the necklace for the chains if possible. So, however, that will not work. Like last turn, if we would have just thrown Sprout on attack and powered it with the necklace, it wouldn't have worked, because if we would have had to have stopped a shield or something, then we would have ended up not having enough attack. So anyways, back over to Aqua. We see Nebuleo for Tells again. We see the Apollo, the Lumiru, the Rise, and the Ambro here. So it doesn't get to add anything to hand from this effect. However, he'll stack it however he wants to. Most likely keeping that Lumiru in the top 3 cards. Then he'll be able to disenchant from Apollo to Foretell and add that Lumiru to hand. Be able to get another big guy out here that is difficult for us to deal with. And so, yeah, we're seeing what this solar deck wants to do right here. Wants to control the game. Get some big 1-cost guys out there. Yeah, and that's exactly what he does. He'll add that Lumiru to hand. Stack the Ambro and the the Ambro and the Apollo. But yeah, wants to control the game, get some big guys out, and then even if it gets low on spirits, it's got the Calf Mells as well as the Drake Arrays in order to heal. I've seen people do that before. Like they'll have Calf Mel out. Calf Mells heal 3 on death or ascension, so they'll ascend over the Calf Mel into the Drake Array, and then Drake Array triggers as well, healing another 3, so they can heal 6 on 1 turn. It's just absolutely insane. He'll cast out another Nebuleo here and Foretell, and we've seen those top 3 cards, but then he hits the First Light as the 4th card, so just hitting every single Foretell possible right here. He'll add that First Light to hand. That's crazy too, because we knew what the top 3 cards were. We knew those weren't going to be anything, so the fact that that last card was something that was an actual target is just insane. He'll go ahead and cast out that that First Light right here. First Light allowing him to stack a Solar Elestral on the top of his deck. We've also seen the Apollo in the top couple cards of his deck, so we know that's potentially coming. So he'll grab the Tornigen right there. Set the Tornigen on top, which is actually pretty crazy. Tornigen, another. I honestly think Tornigen is super underrated. I don't know how it's not doing better competitively as it is. Like, I know they're like Adam is top the last 2 with Tornigen, but I feel like it should be better than what it's doing. Just like if you go first, you get the Windgen off. Even if you just get like, let's say 2-card combo, if you're playing, you know, Windgen First Light, or if you're playing the Windgen Apollo, First Light and Apollo let you see the top of your deck. So you can, you know, 2-card combo, you get the Windgen, play it out, call, or then you activate either First Light or the Apollo. Foretell, and then you call whatever you get. You immediately get to add that card, immediately ascend into the Tornigen, and then you stack the other 2 cards that you foretold from the Windgen after you shuffle, and so you know what's coming next as well. So you can, if those are good cards, you can just sit on the Tornigen and not use the Tornigen effect, or if they're not good cards, then you just pop the Tornigen effect at that point. Then you get to say any 3 cards that you want in your deck, and then you get one of those 3. So you immediately, turn 1, can get out this massive 8-attack, 2-cost guy, and in the process, you add 2 cards to hand. It's absolutely insane. So anyways, I don't know how more people aren't playing it. Windgen's also searchable, so you can... If you really want to get crazy, you could play Aeolus with it, but no one really testing with that right now. Anyways, back to Colosseum right here. We see the Apollo come out right here. The Apollo just came out right here to get the 2 Nebuleos to a higher threshold of attack in order to get over the Sprouter here. So he'll be able to clear the Sprouter, swing for 2 damage right here, and pass it back over. At this point, we are already pretty low. Pretty behind, I should say, on this game. Yeah, staring down to, I think, what the Nebuleos are 7 right now, so 2 7 attackers plus the 5 attacker and the Lumiru. We do have a Moss Station right here, which I was thinking, like, we can at least get over the Lumiru is the goal right here. Doesn't look like there's any response on cast. We'll go ahead and play out the Foloi Forest as well. Actually, not really any point in playing out the forest right here. Not that looking back, because Moss Station on its own can clear the Lumiru. It's a 4/1, but it gets +2 for every earth enchanting it, so it's actually a 6/1 on its own. So on its own, it clears the Lumiru. And then Moss Station's other effect during the end phase, it gets swapped to defense position. So kind of silly for me to fire out the Folio Forest right there, and then unfortunately right here we get met with the gaze. Maybe looking back, maybe that's why I did it. I knew he had gaze at this point in time. Well, I know because I changed the Prometheus to gaze right here, so kind of an interesting little series of events right here. I still don't know. Yeah, at this point I still didn't need the Folio Forest. However, if I didn't have change right there and he fires the gaze in battle step, then I would lose my +2 bonus from Moss Station effect and die right there, while he gets to keep his Lumaru and then force me to mill. So maybe that's why. I don't remember exactly how why I played the forest, but maybe that was the reason why right there. Oh yeah, and then right here we clear up the Chains of Prometheus effect. He gets to heal 1 after I negate the counter rune, so he'll go ahead and heal his 1 spirit right here. And then Moss Station effect will trigger in the end phase, going to defense. And yeah, I think we have another long turn right here. We've got 3 cards currently on Aqua's board that can all foretell. We know he has the Tornigen in hand as well, and so we're looking at a decently long turn for Elestrals right here. And so Nebula first, he'll hit Rise, Lumaru, First Light, and Windgen, and he'll add the First Light to hand off with the Nebula effect, be able to stack the other 3 back to hand. And at this point, I'm assuming he probably smarter to go Apollo effect, because then he can go ahead and add the Lumaru. And then at that point, he can Nebulio again, and then he will see 2 cards deeper than what he saw off the first Nebulio. But no, he will actually just go for a straight Ascension right here. We see the Lycris come down and the Tornigen come out. So actually just opt to go for the Tornigen here. And he will go ahead and fire that Tornigen effect, expending a wind right there. This is what I was saying earlier. Tornigen crazy card to let you just pick any 3 cards, and then you get to add 1 at random to hand. But I mean, you get to pick anything. Like if you need protection, you just call Gaze, Shield, Tsunami. You've got whatever protection you need right there. You need healing in this deck. You call, I mean, in this position, you call what, Draco Ray, Calfmel, Ambro if you need healing. Like it's insane. He'll call, looks like the Cockray, the Draco Ray, and the Ambro right here. And so best case scenario for us right here is probably to give him the Ambro. I would assume I mean, if we give him one of the other 2 cards, it's just a guy, and luckily enough we do hit the Ambro right here. However, the other two get shuffled back into the deck. That would be absolutely insane if Tornigen allowed you to stack the 2 after adding one of them. That would be insane. Actually broken. So anyways, he'll add the Ambro right there. At this point, I don't even see a path to victory. We are so far behind in board state here. We're going to lose our Crab here. He'll be able to get in, 2 damage on this turn. Even if we do, let's see, what is he Nebulio affected here, I believe. And he hits Rise, Shield, Tsunami, and Windgen. So finally whiffing on a Foretell. He'll be able to stack those, so no reason to Apollo after that. I really think it would have been better for him to Apollo Disenchant Foretell 3 before the Tornigen, because he could have added the Lumaru to hand and kept the Apollo on board. At this point, he's so far ahead it doesn't matter, but I think that probably was the optimal line. And although he's so far ahead, looks like this is a pretty tough stack of the deck right there. He decides how he wants to put it back. And he's down to, what, 6-ish spirits here? You guys will obviously have the count on the board. And just realized this is actually a pretty long game going against this one. Aqua is a more calculated player than most, like definitely more than me. I love just throwing cards on the board as soon as I draw them. Anyways, go ahead and pay out a couple spirits of damage right there. And pass it back over to us. I don't think there's really anything else we can do here. I do pull the spirit, the Foloi spirit off, siphon it for an Earthquake, so we at least do get to take out the Genie right there. The Nebula will be at a 5 because it does count the Solar Spirit under itself. So 5 attacks, so still not great. We'll go with a Toxiswarm. No, yeah, Toxiswarm right here. Be able to burn him for a damage. unfortunately, it looks like that's about all we're going to be able to do here. Yeah, some more options on his part too. He gets the Nebula Foretell. No, it's still our turn. Okay, we do go with the necklace here. Yeah, we added the necklace so long ago. Yeah, at this point we kind of just have to go for it. We'll equip the swarm with the necklace, and I mean, either way, it's kind of game over right here, because even if this somehow sticks, we have to burn ourselves for 2 in the end phase due to necklace effect. Yeah, he has shield anyways, so we'll lose our Toxic Swarm right here, and shield will go, or not shield, necklace will go. We've got 2 spirits left in deck. He's already got 1 damage on board, so yep, this one is over. Any one guy gets him game. And so, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we just go ahead and show the hand right there. So, yep, lose the 2nd game in a row here for the episode. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you guys had fun watching, like and subscribe. We're definitely seeing the numbers go up a little bit, so it's definitely fun to see that on my end. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for the series or whatever, feel free to comment. But until next episode, yeah, see you guys later.